Hello, everyone. So, for today's episode of IB Chat, I will be talking about CAS, TOK, and extended essay. So, first off, I would like to start with CAS and what it actually means. So, CAS stands for Creativity, Activity, and Service. It is not a part of IB that is graded, but it is mandatory for you to finish that. And this podcast or this whole YouTube channel that I am doing with my classmate is part of our CAS project. So when it comes to CAS or these three parts of CAS that you have, first off, we have creativity, which basically means that you have to do some creative work, which can be done through music classes, for example, or visual arts, or any other type of creative expression that you can do maybe at home or with friends. Then we have activity, which usually means that you have to do some sport. So, for example, in our school, we had the option to do different sports at school in our school gym, but you can also do some sort of sport if you are a professional athlete, I guess. And the last part is service, which is basically volunteer work. There you can apply for certain volunteering places in your community, for example, or maybe some that your school recommends. And that is also a great way to connect with other people from your school because you can do the volunteer work together. And you also have a CAS project, which you have to finish in the 2 years of diploma program. For the CAS project, you can choose to do that individually or in groups. And you choose what you want to do. So it can be based around anything. The theme can be whatever you choose. You just have to do it for a extended period of time. Um, so I guess that sort of rounds up everything that is important for CAS. So now we'll be moving on to TOK, which stands for Theory of Knowledge. And this is also a part of IB that is not graded, so it is not like the other 6 or 7 subjects, but it is also a mandatory part of IB. So you have to attend these classes, and in the end, you will get some points. Those points you get through doing a presentation and a essay. So first off, I will talk about the essay. So the TOK essay, you write about a previously prescribed title. So you get those titles from the IBO, and you just have to connect that title to what you have done during your TOK classes. I guess I won't be going into deep with this because it's best for your teacher to explain you this because you will understand it better when you start with your TOK classes. So basically, you have to connect it with something that you have done during those classes, and for me, it was pretty easy. I just chose to do something that I understand the best and that I think it's interesting and that I like to research about. Then we have the TOK presentation, which again you choose to do either individually, in pairs, or in groups, but it is recommended that the groups are not larger than 3 because you do have a limited amount of time that you can present your work. I chose to do it with a classmate, and for the presentation, you have to come up with the topic yourself and a knowledge question that will be, I guess, sort of like a guide throughout the presentation that you somehow have to answer. But obviously, that question is not a yes or no, it doesn't have a defined answer. You just have to discuss it throughout your presentation. Again, I think that it is not that hard. You just have to find something of your interest or something that you already engaged with, and maybe try doing it with another person, another classmate that you're close to, because it will be a lot easier, and you will have, for example, maybe opposing perspectives on some things, which is great because you will include that in your presentation. You have to include it, I guess. And lastly, we have the extended essay. And as the name says, it is a larger essay that you have to do in these 2 years of diploma program. I'm not sure if this is done in every school the same way. I don't think it is. But for us, we start with our extended essay in the first part of our third grade, if I'm not mistaken, and we did it for around 9 months. Um, we also so basically you choose a subject that you want to do, but in our school the supervisors have a limited amount of students that they can take, so you always have to have a backup option. I originally wanted to do biology because I really liked that subject, but I couldn't do it in the end because there wasn't enough room left, so I had to switch to geography. Even though I had to change my subject from the one that I really wanted, I still decided to do something that I am interested in, and that would not be boring for me because it is a larger piece of work that you have to do, and you have to really find something that will not bore you, but that you can also have good enough resources. So in those 9 months, you have to come up with your topic, your research question, and obviously write the essay. But you have to have some reliable sources, a lot of reliable sources actually, because it is a pretty serious research paper. And with a little guidance from your supervisor, I think that everyone is able to complete that work and be pleased with it. I personally am very happy with how my extended essay turned out. Um, I think that it could have been better, but it can always be better. But for what I chose to do and for the amount of sources that I had, it was very hard to find reliable sources. It might not seem like it is, but it was. But however, um, I think that I managed to do a pretty good job, and I am very proud of my work. And I won't dwell on this any longer because, again, I think that it differs from school to school. So maybe the way that our school did it won't be the same way that you do it in your school. So I guess you will learn about this when the right time comes. That is everything that I have for you today. And if you have any questions or want to leave any feedback, feel free to do so. Thank you for your attention.